Hello everyone, welcome to episode 6 of the arieknits podcast. My name is Ariel and I'm so happy you are here today, and if you are new to the channel, hello and welcome. So this podcast I will be mainly talking about knitting. Sometimes I'll do some crochet, some sewing, and maybe some other crafts in the future, but it is a mostly knitting type of thing. And yeah, so thanks so much for being here. I hope you're having a great day. Today it is Saturday, September 10th, and I have some finished objects that I'm super excited to share about. And I also have some whips, some works in progress, and I'm also excited to talk about those because one of them is a test knit. And I do have, there's a couple, well, anyway, one of my finished objects is also a test knit, which is super, it feels really good when I finish a test knit. But anyway, sorry, I feel like I'm already starting to like jump into everything. But yeah, I'm excited because I do have some things to talk about as far as projects go today. And yeah, so I guess we can just get started because talking about the knitted stuff is what you are here for, I assume. So, first off, I want to talk about what I am wearing today. I do try, at least I'm planning on trying to wear things, something new and something I've made every episode. So it is not one of my recent finished objects, but it is something that I have knitted. This is the June Top Light by PetiteKnit. And so I'll stand up so you can see it. It's just a simple tank top. It's pretty straightforward. One thing, or one design detail, is that the neckline is lower in the back than it is in the front, which I think is pretty cute. And it came out, I'm pretty sure it came out this summer. So I saw it and really liked it, thought it'd be a nice simple knit, so decided to make it earlier in the summer. The yarn I used is Woolberry Fiber Co. in the base Berry Natural Sock in the colorway Garden Party. So that color is a nice light purple with some brown in there, so that's how that looks, and I really like it. It is a non-superwash base, so it is a bit more scratchy than a superwash, but because it is a pretty airy and light top, I think it feels pretty okay. And it is really hot here again. I mean, it's not too hot, but it is hotter than last week, I think. So I thought it'd be a nice thing to pull out again and wear. So that is what I am wearing today. And size information, if you are curious, this is, I'm pretty sure it's an extra small, and I used US 2 needles, which actually, I think my gauge is a bit big for this, so I do feel like the straps on this are a bit wider than I would prefer. Like, I feel like I would prefer them to be a bit more in, but it's totally fine. I think next time, if I make it again, I'd probably just either go down in needle size or do some modifications to, I guess, lessen the amount of stitches, kind of like in the middle. So it'd be more like this or something. But anyway, it still works and I still like it, still wear it. So that is that. And I guess we can go on to some finished objects that I finished this past week. One of them, I say I'm excited about everything. I feel like I need to find a new word to describe how I feel about these things. But I talked about it last week. I finished this cardigan in it took me, I think, a week to knit it, and then another week to just sew on the buttons, which I actually just did last night, so that I could have it fully finished for you today to show on the podcast. And this is my Go Gently Cardigan. Oh, I'm trying to hold it up here. There it is. It's a Go Gently Cardigan by Aimee Sher, and the yarn that I used is Woolberry Fiber Co. berry merino in the colorway saltwater taffy and berry suri in the colorway coral. So I held both of those double, and those colorways were from her coastal collection. And yeah, I really like how this came out. I think the colorways work super well together. It's just a nice pastel, like blue and pink, with a nice overall like pink suri vibe. And it's just so calming. Like the color is just really calming and nice and comfy. Like it looks like a comfy color. And after blocking it, like I love the ruffles, but after blocking the ruffles, like it looks even better. And the lace on the ruffles just really makes it. So I'll just put it on. I'll have to take it off because it's really hot. But I'll put it on to show you. It is so cute. So here it is. I think the sizing is perfect. It has nice amount of ease, so that with the buttons it's not like pulling or anything, which is really nice. And I can also just wear it without buttoning it up. And last week I showed it pretty much finished, but it wasn't blocked. But now it's blocked and has buttons, so I can show you the buttons as well. And I chose just a plain bone colored button that has a brown border around. And I think it goes pretty nicely with it, just something simple because it is like a variegated color. So I wanted to go with simple buttons, and it does have that really nice ruffle detail that I super like. It is so cute. And yeah, once the weather gets cooler, I can definitely see myself wearing this all the time. And even though it does have a nice statement ruffle all around, and so you would think that it might be harder to like wear and match with stuff, it's actually like, I don't know, I think it's something that you can just put on every day and, you know, just be comfy in. It is also my first cardigan using Suri, and I love it so much. I love Suri so much more than mohair, which I think I say in almost every episode, but it's just because Suri was a new thing that I discovered this year, and so I'm pretty much just like wanting to use it on every project, and so I'm slowly getting through different types of projects using Suri and seeing how much better I like it than mohair when I've used that in the past. So yes, my first cardigan in Suri, and it's so comfy. I am just obsessed with the colors. Yeah, and I'm gonna wear it all the time, every day, even when I'm just sitting at home, because it is just that comfy. So I'm really, really happy with this make, and I think that is why I finished it so quickly, because I really just, the whole process of making it was enjoyable, the yarn was enjoyable. Even though I had to sew, the sleeves were worked or knitted flat, and I had to sew and seam all of this, like even that was actually pretty enjoyable, and I didn't hate it as much as I thought I would. So overall, just like one of my favorite things that I've knitted lately, like where the whole process was so enjoyable and I didn't feel like I had to force myself to knit it, to finish it. It just makes me so happy. So I'm hoping to take some finished objects pictures with this soon. I don't know, I'm not like the best at it, especially when it's not a test knit. When it's a test knit, I'm pretty good at taking pictures because I know that I want to show it on my Instagram because it is a test knit. But I kind of want this, the picture for this to be, I want to make sure it's right. So don't know when that'll be, but if you want to keep an eye out for it, it'll be on my Instagram at some point, at arieknits. So yeah, that is finished object of the week number 1. Okay, and then I have a big project that I just finished, I think a couple days ago. I think it was actually like 2 days ago. This is a Daphne dress. by Phoebe of PetiteKnits. And I'll hold it up here. Oh, I still have a stitch marker in it. It is not blocked, by the way, but this is the dress, and let me hold it up so you know that I did actually finish it all the way to the bottom. If I hold it back here, maybe you can see the whole thing. Just lean back. Sorry. Ooh, there we go. Yay! So, this is, like I said, the Daphne dress by Phoebe of PetiteKnits. It is a test knit, so the pattern is not out yet. And I just finished it. Yarn details. So I used Wool and the Gang, the one Merino in the colorway Cameo Rose, which is the main part of this dress. It's this pink. Excuse me. And then for the sleeves, the puff sleeves and the ruffles, I used Explorer Knits and Fibers Suri alpaca lace in the colorway Summer Solstice. And I think I was a bit worried. I actually had a different Suri in mind to go with this dress, but then when I made like half a sleeve, and I was like, I don't know if it really matches. And I had this Suri, and I was like, I don't know if this will match either. But I tried it out, and I think it works really well together. And it's just so cute. I wasn't even sure what I was going to use with the Summer Solstice Suri. When the colorway went on sale, I tried to get just like superwash, like the superwash fingering weight, like a couple skeins of those, and it sold out really fast, but they didn't sell out of the Suri, and I knew I just needed the colorway, and I like Suri, so I decided to get the Suri, and I'm really happy I did, because it, I think, matches super well with this dress, and I think it's so fun. And yeah, so I just need to block this now, and then of course take some finished object pictures with it. I don't know, so this is my first knitted dress, and it was actually pretty pleasant to work on. I thought that it would feel like a drag because the skirt is just plain stockinette for so long, but it was actually not too bad to work with. It could be because the yarn is a thicker weight, like it's not a fingering weight. I think it might be like a worsted weight, or even, I think it, yeah, maybe worsted. But just, you know, watching TV and you just knit, so you don't really have to pay attention. It was actually a really nice project for that, so I do like that a lot. So let's see, what else is there to share about this? I made it in the size extra small, if you are curious. Needle sizes 5 and 6 is what I use. I can't remember if that was recommended. I think it was the recommended size for the pattern. So excited for that. I don't know when I'm going to wear this, if I'm going to be totally honest. I think it's a really cute dress, but I don't really go out, and so I just don't know when I'm going to wear this. However, I do have an idea that I could wear this for my birthday. I feel like that would be a really cute, like, birthday celebration dress, because it's very me. It's very pink and has the ruffles, so I think it'd be good for my birthday, which is in January, so there's still a few months we have to get through before that, but I do think that this would be a great dress to wear for that. So can't wait for that day to come, because I think this will be super fun to wear. And yeah, keep your eye out for when this pattern comes out. I think it's not for another couple months potentially, because it was so nice of Phoebe to make sure that we all had a lot of time for knitting this dress, because it is a large project. But yeah, that is this. Yay! Hope you guys like it too. I think it's really cute. Just need to block it and then see how that looks. So yeah. Woo! Alright, 2 finished objects in the week. I think it's pretty good. But that is it, just the 2. So the next section will be on my works in progress, which I am One of them is a test knit. I guess I'll talk about that one next. Let me grab it here really quick. And it has multiple colors, and so kind of dragging this around, at least for the moment, is a bit difficult because the yarn kind of just gets tangled. And I realize that there's going to be a lot of ends to weave in, but that's okay because I've changed my mindset a little bit on weaving in ends. So they're more enjoyable now for me than they were in the past, but still. Okay, enough of talking about it without saying what it is first. This is a test knit for the Winona Polo by Emily from ems.knits. And ooh, I think this is the first time I'm actually showing it because I have not taken a picture of it or posted my progress so far on Instagram. But this is the top of it so far. I did join under the arms, but pretty soon after that I was like, I absolutely have to do the button band and the collar. And so you can kind of see that right now. I'm working on that. It's so fun that the collar is what's the technique? It's oh my gosh, it's where you change color in between the row. I can't think of it. Oh my gosh, what is it called? Oh my gosh, it's gonna come to me later, but I really like that the collar is in 2 colors. You can of course do it in 1 color if you want, but I chose to do it in 2 colors. So I'm really excited about that. I think it's super fun. And I wasn't sure about my color choices, like, so it's 4 colors, or I chose 4 colors. I'm choosing to do the same stripe design as Emily's sample knit. So 4 colors, and I was a bit worried about how they're gonna look. Like, I like the 4 of them when they were skeined up and I put them together, like I like the colors together, but I never know how it's actually going to look in a pattern or as stripes. But I think that I actually like it, and it's coming out really nicely. So I am looking forward to seeing the body grow and seeing how the stripe design comes out even more with the colors I chose. And I really like the collar colors. I think white is always good. I was like, I wanted to make sure that the white was one of the collar and button colors because I think it would go well with, you know, whichever color I decide to choose, which I chose this darker pink color. But yeah, I am really, the next work in progress project that I will show after this one has been on my needles for a while, and I told myself, okay, I've been working on this like crazy because I am obsessed with this pattern and I just can't wait for it to be done and for me to try it on. But I told myself I wanted to finish the other one first before I go back to knitting on this, so I'm really kind of just like wanting to, it'll be my reward to get back to knitting on this soon, which I think I could tomorrow, but I'll get to that when I talk about it, my other project next. Excuse me. So I did not talk about the color details on this, but I'll start. So the green on here, I chose Woolberry Fiber Co. in the base berry cashmere in the colorway Green Gables, which is from the Anne of Green Gables Yarn Club. This pink, dark pink here is Sorella Classic Sock in the colorway Terracotta. This peachy color is from Big Little Yarn Co. in the base Trusty Sock in the color Sakura. And then the white is from Knit Picks Capretta Superwash Fingering Weight in the colorway Bear. As in, like, not dyed. So yeah, I am really excited. I'm actually really excited. I was the most excited to make these button plackets because I don't think I've made like an actual button placket for a shirt before. And I'm really excited. I'm the most excited about making this collar because I am pretty sure I've never made a collar for a knitted object before. And the thing that I find really cool that it is double knitted. So I think it just makes it look really nice and neat. So I really want to finish this collar to see how it looks. And then I think I could like try it on, and so I can actually kind of see how it looks on me, because I'm gonna be honest, I really like the look of collared shirts. But in the past, but this was before, like I haven't knitted any, but in clothes that I bought, like I don't look good. I don't think I look great in collared shirts for some reason. So I love the look of this, and so I'm really hoping that on me it'll look okay. So I want to get the collar done so I can try it on and see if it looks okay. I think it will. I think because it's not, the ones I've had in the past were like fitted shirts, and I think there's something about that looks kind of strange, but since this is supposed to be, have a good amount of ease, a positive ease, that it'll look nicer, it'll look more forgiving on maybe someone who doesn't look that great in collars normally. So, but I think the colors look okay. I hope they do. Green is also not a color that I usually pick. And since the reason why I have it is because I am subscribed to the yarn club, which you get yarn and you don't know what color it is. So that is why I have the green, but I think it works well with these colors, and so I'm hoping that kind of like helps me, gets me like introduced to wearing more green colored things. So yeah. I'm also debating, like, after I finish the collar, do I go and work on the body some more, or do I finish one sleeve so that I can see a sleeve at least? I used to, because when I would follow pattern, like it would always say to knit the body, finish that, and then knit the sleeves. But I've kind of transitioned to, like, I like stopping the body once I get a little ways past like the underarm, and I like working both of the sleeves so that I don't get stuck on sleeve island, which has happened to me in the past. So yeah, I've just been liking working on the sleeves first and then finishing the body, but I don't know, do I do that for this one? Because I already stopped to do the button plackets and collar. Maybe I'll work a little bit more of the body and then do the sleeve. One sleeve? Both sleeves? I don't know. We'll see where it takes me. But this is this test knit. Also, everyone in the group chat for this test knit have been so nice and so fun. Actually, for a lot of my recent test knits, I feel like I think in the beginning, like my first test knits, I was really kind of scared to talk in the group chats for the test knits because I felt like I wasn't gonna be able to contribute anything like interesting. So, but I've been trying to break out of that and just like talk a little bit, share some things, and I think it's been going well, and I feel like everyone's been super nice in those test knit group chats, so it's been really fun and enjoyable. So yeah, this is my latest obsession as far as my knitting objects go. Yay! Okay. So put that away for now. And then my last work in project, I mean, I have more, actually maybe like 3 more works in progress, but I haven't been knitting on those. I like to only talk about the ones that I've knitted on in the past week or since the last time that I've done a video, because it wouldn't really make sense for me to show something and then be like, it looks exactly the same because I didn't work on it. But I have brought this up, this project, in maybe like 2 or 3 episodes ago and then didn't work on it again, and now I'm back at working at it. It is the Pompa shawl by Paula from Jojo Trico on Instagram. So it is kind of scrunched up on my needles right now, but it is a shawl, as you can see, and it looks really big. I think I am using my longest like cables for these. I don't know, are they 40 inches long? Or maybe even longer, I'm not sure, but they are the longer, I think my longest cable size I have for these. And it's all bunched up because it is actually a ruffle, at the end here. I've reached the end. I've reached the border of this, which will be just all ruffles. So I am almost done, and by almost done I mean I think I'm knitting 1 or 2 more rows of this and then casting off. So this has been on my needles for quite a while. I want to say maybe a couple months, and it's using DK weight yarn. Oh, I am using Woolberry. As you can tell, I love Woolberry yarn. Using Woolberry Berry DK in the colorway Sympathy Butters No Parsnips, which is the Mrs. Patmore inspired colorway from the Downton Abbey collection. And it's in DK, it's a DK weight yarn, so it works up a lot faster. I've been doing a lot of like fingering weight projects, I feel like, lately. So working on a DK weight project, which is a larger yarn, works up a lot faster. And I knew that I could finish this project really quickly if I just stuck to it, but it's taken me months. And so I told myself, I finally decided, because actually I am planning on casting on some new projects possibly next week, which we can talk about at another time. But I really wanted to get more projects off of my needles so that I don't have a bajillion projects all at once. So I told myself, I am not going to work on any project until I finish this one, because I should be able to finish this pretty quickly. Which is true, because I think I spent yesterday after work, I got through an entire skein of DK. And I am on my 4th skein right now, which I did make this a bit longer than I think the pattern is saying to, but I did want to make sure that this ending part was long. As you can see, it grows in widthwise up here. So I wanted to make sure that was long enough. It didn't seem long enough to me because I want to wrap it around as a scarf, because I don't really know how to wear shawls. And the picture I saw of this that made me want to make it was wrapped around like a scarf, and so that's what made me want to make this in the first place. So I did use extra yarn, I think more than the pattern would recommend, but I'm not using the whole 4th skein, just pretty much trying to finish up this last part of the ruffle edge. But I mean, it's an enjoyable knit. I think it was just, you know, like, I don't know, there's just some projects, like, I still love them, but, you know, maybe it's because I can't really wear this, like, literally, like, at all until it gets colder. Because with a cardigan, it's like, at least I can put it on when it's cool outside and feel all, like, cozy and snuggly, and then take it off when it starts getting hot. But with this one, you can't really put on a scarf, even if it's just for when it's cold in the early mornings. I don't know. But I'm excited for this to be done and for it to be blocked. I'm the most excited to see how this ruffle at the edge looks. And yeah, it's been a super easy knit. Nothing really crazy about it. There's no there's no really like crazy technique, so it's been nice to work on. Kind of like a mindless knit, because you just knit and purl sometimes through this section here. But this ruffle is a garter stitch, so it's just been knitting. Ooh, but this ruffle, so the pattern, well, so I think this ruffle edge is about almost 600 stitches. It's a big one. It's a lot of stitches to go through for one row. So I don't know. I say that I only have 1 or 2 more rows to knit and then cast off, but I think I've timed myself this morning, like 1 row of knitting, and it's knitting, like the knit stitch, which is my fastest stitch. 1 row took me, I think, like 15 to 20 minutes. So casting off is gonna take me, what, like an hour and a half? I don't know. Actually, I'm curious to see. If I remember, I'll time myself to see how long it takes me to cast off this edge. It's like 600 stitches. That's a lot. So, yeah. What else do I have to say about this? I am just, like, happy that I'm almost done with it, pretty much. and I think it'll turn out nice. And I just, yeah, I'm mostly just waiting and wanting to see how it looks, the way that I want to style it, like as a scarf. I'm hoping it turns out the way that I'm hoping that it looks on me anyway. And as far as the color goes, I think it's a nice neutral color. Like, it's something I think could match with whatever I'm wearing, so it's less, like, I was kind of initially wanting to make this in like a pink color, but I think this color might match more of my wardrobe, so when I do get the chance to wear it and wear it as a scarf, like, maybe it'll match more of my things. It is more of like a gray color, but just some little specks of dark purple. I think it might in some lights look a little more purpley gray, but yeah, it's a little hard to show what the shape of it actually looks like, because it's really just all bunched up on my needles right now, but I think you might be able to get the idea. So that is that as well. Hoping to finish that today, and with some time hopefully for later today to work on my Winona Polo. But that is the end of my works in progress that I've been working on this week. But I feel like that's been pretty good. I finished 2 things, and then I've also worked on 2 things, and I'm almost done with one of those 2 things. So yes, that is the end of my works in progress for this week. So anything else? I mentioned that I am planning on casting on more projects next week, or this coming week. I applied for a test knit, and I'm hoping I get into the test knit, and I think I'll find out maybe in a few days, and so if I do, I'll definitely share that with you in the next episode. So if I do get into that test knit, I will cast it on like ASAP, and I think I am getting the yarn for that. Like, I already ordered the yarn for it because I know even if I don't get into the test knit that I want to knit it, and so I got yarn for it, and I think it should be arriving today. So definitely once I hear if I get into the test knit, and if I do, I will be casting that on this coming week. And then there are a couple things. Last week, I'm pretty sure it was last week, I talked about I got the Salt and Timber book by Lindsay Fowler, and I have plans to make stuff from that book. And I saw on Instagram that she is hosting a knit along for patterns in the book, and I think it goes from like now until the end of the year, I think. And I also think she might be picking winners for something, I forget what it was, every month until the end of the knit along. And I want to see if I can at least enter something. I think you just put a hashtag. You can post a picture of like a work in progress or like a cast on, like at whichever stage of one of the patterns. And you put a hashtag, and I think every month a winner gets picked or something like that. So I want to see if I can get one for the month of September. So I was thinking about which of those projects I want to do, because there's one, and I don't remember the names of the patterns, but there is, I think it's actually the Salt and Timber shawl. I think that's the one that I know I want to make, but I made a pre-order yarn purchase for yarn that I want to use for it, so I can't make it until that yarn comes in, which might be a couple months. And then there's another shawl in that book that I want to make as well, but I'm like unsure of the yarn. I have yarn in stash, but I'm not super sure, because it's a shawl, and I'm just finishing up a shawl. Not sure if I want to cast on another shawl. So I was kind of like, like I know I want to make it eventually, but I'm not sure if I want to do that for this month. And then I thought of the socks. There's these, actually she has multiple socks in the book, so I forgot what the sock pattern name is, but it's the one that has, and I don't remember if it was Suri or mohair, but it has the fluffy yarn at the top of the cuff. It's those ones that I'm thinking about casting on, because I do have some leftover yarn from previous projects that I think would work well for that pattern. And I'm all about using leftover yarn for projects that I really, really want to make, because I just feel so bad that there's so much really good leftover yarn that I have from projects. So I get really happy when there is a pattern that I really want to make that I think the leftover yarn is like the perfect yarn for. And I have to double check. I think I have enough yardage for it, but I think that might be a contender. And because they're socks, they should be a pretty quick knit, and so I won't feel too bad about casting those on pretty soon. So that's a possibility. And then there is a sweater pattern in the book. And again, I really should have like got the book and wrote down. Sorry, there's sounds outside. I don't know what they're doing. Okay, I think it's softer now. So there is a pattern, there's a sweater pattern in the book that I also want to make. And I was not, when I looked at it, I was thinking that I would have to, not have to, but I would want to maybe buy yarn for it, because there wasn't yarn in my stash that I thought would work well, or that I had enough yardage of to make. But I did a little cleaning of my yarn area, and I found some yarn that I think actually would work for it. So I again need to double check the yardage, but I think it'll work. So that is also a possibility for me to cast on this coming week. I feel like I should lean more towards the socks because they're smaller and I could get those done quicker, especially if I am going to end up doing another test knit. But maybe if I don't get into the test knit next week, I could do the sweater. Maybe that'll be my plan. I'll do that. I'll do the socks if I get into the test knit, and then if I don't get into the test knit, then I'll do the sweater. I think that works. I like that plan. Okay. So yeah, that seems to be my plan. And I'm really excited, super pumped for casting on some new projects, because I wish I could knit faster so that I can work on all the projects that I want to work on. And there's still like my current, or the other works in progress I have that I've put into bags, into their own project bags. So I feel a bit more organized about them, but I'm hoping I don't forget about them, since now I can't like actually see them. So we'll see. But anyway, I think that'll be it for this episode 6. I hope you enjoyed this episode and enjoyed seeing my finished objects and works in progress. No acquisitions this week, which I feel like is good because I've had a lot for the past 2 weeks. So yeah, if you enjoyed this episode, feel free to subscribe to this channel if you would like. And if you would like to see pictures of my of my posts, like my main knitting Instagram, it is at arieknits, the same name of this podcast. So feel free to follow me there if you would like as well. And yeah, I'm trying to make sure that that was everything I wanted to talk about. I think that is. So yeah, I hope you're having a great weekend, a great day, a great night, whichever time of the day it is for you while you're watching this. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.